What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Mell with Marty's GMC and Marty's Chevrolet, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at this beautiful 2025 GMC Yukon Denali. So let's get into it. Alright, so today we're talking 2025 GMC Yukon Denali. I've been waiting forever for one of these to show up. This is our first one. If you're new to the channel, as with all my videos, we're going to do a quick walk around the exterior of this thing, go over some of the highlighted features there. Once we're done with that, I'm going to put the window sticker up on the screen for you all to take a peek at, and then we will go over the interior as well. I always like to kick things off with the key fob. You can see we've got our lock, our unlock, remote start, raise the gate, lower the gate, panic button, and then we've got our GMC branding there on the back. This truck's got a $93,000 MSRP. It is finished in sterling metallic paint. Of course, you've got the 6.2 liter under the hood matched up to a 10-speed automatic transmission. First thing I'm going to talk about on this new revised front end are the headlights. I'm going to be honest, I was not sure how I felt about the headlight design when I first saw the photos and the videos of it, but as with most redesigns, once I saw it in person, I was a much bigger fan. So I actually really do like this new look. You see, you've got a much more defined LED day running light. You've got your precision LEDs in here, blacked out housing with chrome accents. Looks really good. We've got our Denali grille that everybody loves. And then if we go down low, you can see we've got our fog lights, we've got our front parking sensors, and then over here on the grille, you've got the front camera to your HD surround vision camera system. And I will show you how that whole system works once we jump inside. Just a beautiful truck. I love these things. I'll give you a look too real quick of the paint. I'm sure the video is not going to do it enough justice, but the metallic flake in this paint is beautiful. All right, let's bring us down to our brand new wheel design. These are not the 24s. Those you can get. These are 22s. I like the new design. I think I do like it better than the previous generation. Tires are 275/50 R22 Bridgestones. Up on the fender, you've got your GMC branding here on the fender. My one complaint on this is I wish it said Denali instead of GMC. I know on the Ultimates it'll say Ultimate, or if it's, Duramax, you get the Duramax. I think it would just be a little bit nicer touch if they threw Denali on there. I'm going to step back, give you a side profile. She's a beaut. Your mirrors, you can see you've got your integrated turn signals. You've also got another camera for that HD surround vision camera system that I talked about. You've got your power steps. They sit really nice and flush to the body. Open the door really quick so you can see. And they do pop out nice and quick. So if you're getting in and out, you don't have to wait for them to actually deploy. Going around the back, you've got the revised taillight design. You've got the quad-tipped exhaust down low. Might remind you of the Cadillac CTS-V a bit, CTS-V, Cadillac Escalade V. Rear backup camera system, you've got a little washer now. That'll keep the cameras all nice and clean for you. Rear backup sensors, you do have the trailer tow package. It's all set up, it's right hidden underneath this cap. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give this one touch. Pop the back open. Kind of business as usual back here. If you're familiar with the previous gen, looks about the same. Over here on the right side in the back, you've got your power seat, so you can fold the seats back down. Actually, pop one of these down right there for you. You can see, and we can go back up. Makes life a little bit easier, so you don't have to jump up and find a handle, or if you're already in the back and you just loaded some luggage in, or while you're doing that you needed a little bit more space. That just makes it a little bit more convenient. You can also fold down the captain's chairs from back here, and then you have a power outlet. So if maybe you're camping, or you're at your kids' soccer game, baseball game, whatever it is, and you need to plug something in back here, that makes it nice and easy. I'm going to go ahead and give that one tap. Of course, you do also have the foot actuator underneath. You can kick and it'll shut. You can use the key fob. Now, real quick, before we go to the inside of this thing, I'm going to go ahead and pop the window sticker up on the screen right now. If you're on mobile, you can do a screenshot. If you're on a computer, you can hit print screen and save it. I don't have an actual window sticker in front of me, so I can't even read off all the options. So I'm going to give you guys another second to look at it. Obviously, you can see it's a 2025 Yukon Denali, four-wheel drive, sterling metallic, 6.2, 10-speed. And I believe this one has the reserve package on it. So you're going to see the standard prices, I believe, right around $80,000. And then you're going to see that reserve package, which is almost a must-have if you're buying a Denali. All right, I'm going to leave that on the screen for one more second. I'm going to take it off in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's take a peek in the back where your passengers are going to be hanging out. First, give you a peek at the door. And I was going to talk about this a little bit more in detail when we get up front, but I love the brown to black fade on the open pour wood trim. This is real wood, and that fade looks incredible up top. You will show it, and I'll talk about it once we get up there. You got the cross stitching, leather. You do have Bose audio. You'll notice it on the speakers. You've got your Denali door sills. You'll notice I don't have the floor mats in. You'll see, it's a little bit linty. This thing just came off the truck this morning. Hasn't been cleaned, hasn't been gone through, and we always leave the floor mats all wrapped up. That way when someone buys it, they have nice, clean, fresh floor mats. People haven't gummed them all up. Sales guys, lot guys moving the trucks around, keeps them clean. So that's why you're seeing just the plain old carpeted floor. So captain's chairs in the back, they are heated. Here's a look at your third row. LED interior lighting, and I also want to note, I'll climb on in here so you guys can see, third row is not left without a place to plug in. You can see we've actually got a USB-C port right there on the side. You've also got the power folding button there if you need to power fold the seats from in the back instead of all the way in the back of the truck. Here's your controls for your rear HVAC. You've got a power outlet down low. You've also got 2 more USB-Cs. You've got an HDMI port on either side, and that will control your heated seat controls. HDMI ports will control your rear entertainment. You can see it's actually looking right now for an HDMI connection. If you want to keep your kids quiet, it's the best way to do it. Up top, you've got your big panoramic glass roof. I will make a video too going a little bit more in depth on these systems because there's a lot to these. Highly capable, really great systems. But let's go up front because that's probably what most of you are really interested in seeing. Give you a look at the door real quick. Give you a look at your seat. Business as usual. I do love the cross stitching, and I also like the material changes. So you can see the texture right here on the leather is different than the texture here. Then we've got the piping and the dual stitching. It's stuff like that where you're changing materials, you're changing textures that gives you a much more luxury appearance, luxury feel. All right, so let's hop in. I might have to drive really quick. I am going to drive really quick. I'm just going to bring us to a spot with a little bit more shade. That way we're not dealing with a whole bunch of glare. It's a beautiful day. I can't even believe it. 70 degrees outside in November here in Massachusetts. Doesn't even make any sense, but I certainly am not going to complain about it. All right, it looks like we got a little bit of shade right here in front of us. All right, that's much better. All right, let's throw her in park. Now, I'm going to go through this relatively quickly. The way that I do this is I'm going to start on the left, and I'm going to work my way to the right, just talking about everything that I'm looking at. Of course, if you have any questions at the end of this, please feel free to leave those in the comments below, and I will try to answer as many as I can. So we've got our power door locks, we've got our memory seat buttons, we've got our power windows, power mirror controls, and then when we come up here to the dashboard, notice the brown to black gradient or faded wood. Well, I said it looks so much better up top. It just, the way that it's blended in, I don't want to go too crazy and get off of what I was doing here, but even over here you can see where it goes from the brown, fades into the black, and just runs across the dash behind the screen. Looks awesome. That's the kind of stuff that I appreciate, at least in a luxury vehicle that costs, $93,000. So electronic parking brake, we've got our 360-degree HD surround vision camera button, so you can just activate the cameras if you want to hit that button there. Parking sensors, auto start and stop, you can disable that. Your lane departure warning, automatic parking, hill descent control, traction control off. Down here you've got your four-wheel drive controls, your mode selector, gauge cluster brightness, headlight controls, trailer brake controller. That's going to bring us up to the steering wheel. You've got your cruise controls. This is a new button. It puts it into low gear. I'm not really sure why they threw that. I guess towing. But that's what the L is. Your forward collision alert, Super Cruise. So when you see the LED strip in the steering wheel and you see this indicator right here, that's actually LiDAR looking at you to make sure that you're paying attention and looking through the windshield at the road. You know you've got Super Cruise. Works really well. On Facebook, I actually uploaded a video of me using Super Cruise in traffic, and it's phenomenal. Really nice experience, not have to go back and forth between the gas and the brake, gas and the brake, gas and the brake for miles. Probably my favorite thing, even more than just using it as a really, really good cruise control. Right side of the steering wheel, you've got your heated steering wheel. You've got your Bluetooth hands-free controls. And then this right here, if we take a look at our digital gauge cluster, I'm going to go ahead and tap this button, and you're going to watch the displays change. So you have a few different layouts that you can choose from. My favorite is probably this one. So that puts the map navigation right in front of you, and you still have your speedo, you still have your range, and that's your odometer there, all right in front of your face. You also have the temperature up there in the top right corner. I love that display layout. I think it's fantastic. And if that's not enough for you, you also have the heads-up display as well. It's always a pain to show off heads-up displays, never comes out right. I'm not even sure if you guys can see it. You probably see like the little 0 right there on the screen. It is a huge heads-up display. It just never comes out and looks the way you want it to when you're shooting video on it. But just take my word for it, or take one for a test drive and you can experience it for yourself. So that is the digital gauge cluster. Pretty self-explanatory, however layout you want. That brings us over here to the massive 16.8-inch vertically oriented display. I believe this is the exact same display that you have in the new Sierra Denali EV. If you're looking at it, it looks a little wonky. I like to leave the plastic on the screens. That way when the customer buys it, they can be the ones to peel that off. So I apologize if it's a little bit distracting. But we'll go over a few things. We can make this video right here forever. Obviously, you have your Wi-Fi hotspot, you have AM, FM, XM, you have satellite radio, you have podcast, Google Assistant is integrated in, you have the Google Play Store. I'm going to give you a peek at the maps really quick because the screen is just so big that it looks incredible. I just have to go through these. There you go. And once again, if you're seeing like anything weird on the screen, it's probably just the way that the camera picks it up. Go back to home. This button right here that's next to the home screen, that is the triple layout. Love this. So you have your map on top, you have your audio down on the bottom left, and then you have your phone, Google Commands, Google Assistant over there on the right. Of course, this is all customizable. You can set this up however you want, but it's just a really clean system. Of course, you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so there's no fear there. I know there's a lot of fear of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto disappearing, but I think a lot of people will find that they don't even bother to use it anymore because you have the apps all built into the system. I know at least for me, I use basically Waze when I use CarPlay, and then I use Spotify, and you can just do that now through the native system. Down here on the left, you have some additional controls, so you can change, there's every option. You can disable the power steps if you want to. You can change your heads-up display. What else do we have here? Here's your HD surround vision camera system. Give you a better look at it right here. You can see we're looking at above view, and then we're looking in front of us. And then if we just tap these buttons, that'll switch off. So now we're looking at the back, over the front. This right here, these are my favorite cameras on any of the GMC lineup. And the reason is I call them the curb hunter cameras. If you have to park this thing close to a curb, oftentimes you end up curbing a wheel. It's just kind of nature of the beast, especially in something this big and wide. So this makes your life a little bit easier. You can keep an eye on those 22s, or if you have an option with the 24s, you don't want to scratch them up. They're expensive. It's your trailer hitch camera, and then you can also do that. You can do the pass-through camera as well if you have that optioned out. Here's a look at how the audio is displayed. You can change through, like I said, AM, FM, XM, your Bluetooth, USB, news podcasts. Going down low, and once again, I'll make another video going over all this stuff in detail. I'm trying not to make this video 45 minutes long because we absolutely could do that. That's your settings, goes through all your different profiles, vehicle setup, and stuff like that. I also want to show, you do have up top, you see this little cutout right here? Little storage compartment. It's felt lined, so if you need to put like sunglasses or something in there and you don't want them to get scratched up, it's a good place to do that. Down here, you've got your volume knob, and it's got the LED lighting right there. It's kind of a nice touch. I'm glad that you actually still have a real volume knob. Your HVAC controls, you can do everything via touch. so you can see on or off. However, I'm really glad we still have physical buttons, and these are really nice toggle switches. Thank you, GM, for leaving us physical buttons. As much as I love touchscreens, it's really nice to just be able to tap this twice if I want to lower my temp, or I want to bring the fan speed down, or I want to bring it up. I can do that easily right through these. You also have your rear controls over here on the right. Down here on the console, you can see once again we've got that brown to black fade that I'm a huge fan of. I will admit I have one concern really, and one concern only with this interior, and that is the piano black right here on the center. I'm worried that it might get really scratched. I know in my Hummer, it's not this piano black, but it is that plastic, and it gets scratched up. So I just leave everything open in mine because I'm a crazy person and just don't want scratches. So something to think about. The other thing you could do on this, if I were to buy one of these, I'd probably do the clear plastic film, the same thing that you use on like the exterior paint protection film. I'd probably do that on the inside, but once again, I'm a crazy person. So cup holders, wireless charging, USB-C, USB port. Here's your big center console. You've got the Denali on the center, and you've got some paper and some junk from it being delivered. Over on the right, you've got your glove box, and then up top, we've got our HD backup mirror, or HD rear view mirror. Love this thing. You can adjust it. A lot of people think there's no adjustment to it. You can zoom it in, you can zoom it out, you can increase the brightness. I prefer it zoomed completely out, and then when you get on the highway, make your adjustments. That way you can see all the lanes behind you. Inside, you've got more ways to fold down the seats. You've got the big shade if you want to shut the roof. LED interior lighting, programmable garage door opener. You've got your OnStar buttons. And that is the somewhat quick rundown. I know I'm probably, at the 15-minute mark on this video, but like I said, I wanted to highlight at least as much as I can. If you guys are thinking about going to the dealership and you want to take a peek so you have a little bit more familiar with the vehicle before you actually go, this is a great way to do it. If you found any value in this whatsoever, if you could just do me a favor, just like the video, subscribe if you want to see more. I know we have the Yukon Elevation just got delivered as well, so I'm going to get that video done. And then we have the new Yukon AT4. I'm going to make that video. So we've got a lot in the pipeline. I have way more videos coming, including on all the EV stuff, if that's something that you're interested in, all the new trucks. So as always, I want to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.